Hi, my name is Michelle Dorsey with Sew Michelle, and thanks for joining me for this updated Chevron tutorial. We're going to go live and try to let everybody kind of sign on and see that I'm on before we get started with the pattern. You can find my Chevron Towel tutorial on sewmichelle.com under tutorials, and you can go download the free instructions, and that'll give you most of what we're going to do today. However, I have decided to make a little twist on it. For Halloween, I thought it might be kind of fun to add a holiday touch to it and make it, instead of a towel, make it into a pillow. So this is what we're going to be making today. It's just a simple envelope pillow. Okay, so these are some of the Chevron towels. This one has rickrack on it, and it's real cute. This one I used ribbon. Just kind of show you some different twists on it. And this one's neat, that in zebra, when zebra was pretty popular with some polka dots. That's a wild towel, isn't it? Okay, the first thing that we're going to do to get started, and by the way, if you have any questions, be sure and just let me know you're here and ask anything. If you need me to stop or repeat anything, I'd be happy to do that. Let me know that you're here. Alright, I've got my daughter video in here tonight, so we hope we can get this done a little faster. So the first thing that you're going to do is, in the tutorial, it tells you that you need to cut your strips. You're going to pick your fabrics, obviously, and you're going to cut your strips. One strip is going to be 2.5 inches. This is going to be my purple, fabric A. Fabric B is going to be 1 3/4 inches. And what I've done is I've just simply sewn them together with 1/4 inch. And I've pressed the seams to one side. The next thing they're going to do is you're going to fold those strips together, and we're going to cut at a 45-degree angle. The only ruler that I have that's 45 degrees is my big ruler, so you'll have to bear with me while I'm doing this here. Is it possible for them to get in closer so they can see this? Kind of see what I'm doing here? Okay, so I've laid these right sides together, and then I'm first just going to take off the selvage. And I've got my 45-degree angle down here. I'm just going to cut the selvage off, and you have to have a little waste, but that's okay. We're going to have plenty. We're going to make these cuts 2.5 inches. So I'm going to line my 45-degree angle straight, and I'm going to use the markings on my ruler for 2.5 inches. And I'm just going to do all of these cuts all the way down. As I cut them, I'm going to go ahead and put a pin in here and set them to the side, keeping the little sets together. So 2.5. Any questions so far? Okay. Just a few more cuts. Just make sure you keep it at the 45-degree angle. And we could go ahead and cut this. I'm just going to leave it like it is. We don't need that much, so we're just going to discard that. You could probably get one more cut out of it. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do, move my sewing machine around so I can sew these together. You're going to want to pin this. Can we zoom in here? You're going to want to pin this just like if you were quilting. You're going to want to pin this where these match, the little points match. You're going to want to pin it on both of these to hold them in place while you take it to the sewing machine. Okay, so let's stitch with a 1/4 inch. It's hard to sew standing up, so bear with me. One of the things about working with this is that you are cutting on the bias, so you need to be careful and not tug or pull it because you will stretch it out. We don't want to do that. Had to take my shoe off while I was sewing, sorry. I have to sew barefoot. All you guys drive barefoot too? Okay, this is what we're gonna get. Then we're just gonna take it to the sewing machine and we're gonna press it to one side. Now in the tutorial that's on my website, I tell you to press it open, but that's because we're gonna attach heat and bond to that. We're not gonna do that for the pillow. See, there's no need to press that open. You can just press it to one side. And I've already got all these done. And this is how it's gonna turn out. I'll move this down to give me a little more room. So this is how it's going to lay out. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to take and attach these together. I think it's easiest to sew these two together and then sew as one unit and then the other unit. Of course, that's my iron telling me to use it or turn it off. So again, we're going to get the points matched. Okay, I'm going to take it to the sewing machine again. Those little points sometimes want to stick up. I wait to pull my needle out at the very last minute just to try to hold it in place. And this one I got a little bit off, so I'm going to try to match up better. You're always so bad when you're on camera or when you're in front of somebody. Okay. So there's one unit. Let's sew this other one together. Again, just matching up the little points, the purple points, to make our chevrons look pretty. And this is a forgiving pattern, so if you don't get it exactly right, it's going to be okay. No one's going to see but you and me, and I won't tell anybody. So we've got those. Let's sew those two units together. You could press them, but let's just go to the press or to the iron one time. We can do all this at once. Pin again, lots of pinning. Isn't this a cute little wristlet? One of my friends gave that to me. Terry, thanks Terry. And that is so handy. I need to do a tutorial on that. That would be fun. Okay, so there we go. I've made this a little bit different here. On the pillow, I just kind of swapped the colors. I decided that I love the polka dots, of course, but I wanted to swap it to where it was going to be all purple and put the polka dots here, so it looks a little different. So let's just press these open. I'm going to try to move the iron over here. Oh, it's making a big mess. When you're pressing, make sure that you just press, you don't iron it. You don't want to stretch these out. It's easier for you can do it one at a time. Like I said, I didn't. I just want to make one trip. I'm going to turn it this way and do this last one. No questions so far. I can't believe you guys are being so silent tonight. Okay, so here we go. And that's what the back looks like. Now I'm going to move the iron out of the way. Try to move my sewing machine again. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to trim this up. We're going to trim the points off. I like to use my cutting table a lot for just placement, to make sure everything is even, and use the lines on my cutting table. And that's what I'm going to do here. Is I'm going to take my little points and I'm going to try to find a line where they all match up. They just barely stick out. And that's going to be our cutting line. You can probably hear my dogs barking. They're telling my husband that it's dinner time. Okay, so from there, I'm going to do the same thing on this end. I tell you in the instructions that you're going to make your final unit about 5 3/4. I think this one is about 6 inches, but let's just look. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, it's going to be about 5 3/4 or 6 inches, somewhere around there. Just if yours is a little off, don't worry about it. Okay, be like Eleanor Burns and throw it over my shoulder. All right, so that's what we're going to come out with. Now, I'm going to use a 14-inch pillow form. So I want this to be 14 inches because I like a really tight pillow. You can see this is good and stuffed, and that's how I like it. So that's what we're going to do, is make everything 14 inches. It'll stay up there. Okay. Now when you're cutting, I tell all my students not to be afraid to count. Don't think your math is so good that you won't make a mistake. So just lay this on the cutting table and count over 14 inches. So here we go, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And then I will just lay my ruler down there. And I'm going to cut it. There we go. There's our 14-inch. Whoops. I think I did get a little something that's hanging. I didn't catch. We'll take the scissors and whack that off. There we go. So let's set that for there for now. Okay, I do not have a tutorial posted for this pillow. I will try to do that. I just got this wild idea this afternoon, so I'll try to get to that and get it posted tomorrow. Okay, so I want my pillow to be 14 inches square. So this is going to be 4.5 inches. Cut 2 strips of fabric A, 4.5 inches by 14 inches, and we're going to attach it to this with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I like to pin at the top, pin at the bottom. Sometimes it wants to get a little wonky on you. We did a lot of sewing on that, and it is on the bias again. Let's move the sewing machine back. Whoops, it's a heavy sewing machine. Okay, here we go. 1/4 inch down this way. Did you know that if you're stitching along and you're trying to ease something in and you think that one side is longer than the other, of course you want to put the one that is the longest on the bottom. If that happens to be the case and it's just not working out for you and you don't have one of those fancy machines, turn it over. Sew it halfway through, turn it over, and doesn't look like it's going to meet on the other side, just turn it over and it will help it match. Match the other end right down there. No one's going to see that, so it won't make a big deal. Okay, so we've got one side on, and let's go ahead and press that. We're going to set the seams. I've got to move this over here. Sorry, Jordan, I've got to move it over a little bit. It's wonderful having somebody help me with these videos. I've been doing them on Periscope and setting up the camera and doing it, and it's been difficult. So big thank you to my daughter for doing this for me. Now I'm just going to press the seams open. I know it's hard to see. Let me turn it around to here a little more, and just be real careful not to disturb the chevron and the bias. I'm trying to get my fingernails in here in between them and press the seams open, finger press them so I can put the iron to them. Would be a real good time to have one of those fingers that would, or one of those little plastic things that would protect your fingers, because that iron does get awful hot. Okay, let's sew the other side. We're going to do the exact same thing to it. Right sides together. Pin it. And no questions, huh? Okay, well, I'm glad these instructions are clear. Good. Remove the pins as we go along here. Okay, so now you can see, Jordan, can you zoom in the camera right here? Now you can see how I have excess down here. When I know that that's not going to meet, it's going to be all wonky, I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut my threads, and I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to stitch from this side. I may not have done it in time, but we're going to see. Yep, it's going to work. See, that would have been all puckered, and look how pretty that looks now. So let's press it open again, set our seams first. Looks like I missed it there. That doesn't lay down very good, but don't tell anybody. So if you like this video, be sure and click like to like it. Be sure and give me some hearts. Let me know if you like this sort of thing. If you don't like it, then I'll try to come up with something else to teach you. This being able to teach in your own home is wonderful. I love it. Love being able to teach live. I'm going to try to post it on my YouTube channel, Sew Michelle on YouTube, after we're all done here. Okay, voila, there's our top. Easy peasy. Okay, so it should measure 14 inches square, which, let's see if we did it right. 14 inches, yay! Don't you love it when it works out right? Okay, so now we want to make the back. Cut some extra just in case we have trouble there. So what I like to do when I need to fold something under, I've told you guys this before on some of my videos and on some of my patterns, if I need to sew a quarter, or if I need to fold under a hem 1/4 inch, you know, it's really hard to take it to the sewing machine and get a real accurate, real pretty one. So my way of doing this is just to take it to the sewing machine, because I know I can sew straight because I've got guides. So I need to fold this under a 1/4 or a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to stitch a 1/2 inch all the way down. along the long side of this piece of material, and I'm going to stitch this one. Do the same thing. And I'm going to make my own folding line. Just cut that in half. Okay. So now I'm just going to fold on this. And now I know that it's exactly a 1/2 inch. Can you see that? Okay, then we're going to fold it over one more time. And I'm even going to press it because I know that it's a 1/2 inch. I have starched my fabrics really good, like I tell you in all of my patterns, to starch and iron them real good. I'm going to increase my stitch length just a tad. It's kind of getting away from me there. I'll stop and fold it a little bit better. Is one really pretty there, perfect. We're going to do the same thing on this one. We're going to fold it on the sewn line. It's easier to lay down. I use my cutting table for everything. I use it to measure things, of course, but I also use it to try to, instead of a design wall, most of the time I use and lay my quilt out on this, or I just use it for everything, to line things up, because you know you've got a straight line, it's accurate. So let's do the same thing down with this one. I do have to say in this video, I owe my big brother an apology. I forgot his birthday, September the 3rd. I forgot to call you, so Kelly, if you're listening, happy birthday and I love you. I'm sorry I forgot to call you. Forgive me. Okay, yippee. We're almost done. Can you believe it? We've almost put together a pillow. Now this is just a 14-inch pillow, but you could use any size that you want and just adjust the dimensions. So now we're going to put this together. So we want the pretty edges to be on the inside. We're going to align the raw edge to raw edge there. I'm going to pin in place. Do the same thing on this side. All right, we're going to align the raw edge on this side, so I've got the two flaps right in the middle and they overlap each other. Would it be easier to turn around this way so you can see? Sorry for all the sniffling. Our allergies have been acting up around here. Okay, so now we're going to stitch with a 1/2 inch all around the perimeter, and we're going to be done. So I'm just going to use the guide on my sewing machine. Give it a little back stitch, and as I come to the pins, I'm going to remove them. And one thing I like to do when I get to the first flap, I like to go ahead and do a little back stitching here just Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Push the wrong button. It's hard to see standing up. And of course, I had to cut my thread. Okay, so we're going to do a little reverse sewing. There we go. That's the button I meant to push. And stitch all the way down. Oh, Michelle, quit pushing that button. I can't see it, so it's got a red dot on it, so I think my eyes and my fingers is drawn to it. All right, 2 more sides to go here. See how handy my little wrist pin cushion is? And a back stitch over that flap to the end of it. Oh no, there's a pin I missed. There it is. One more side here. Now you could make this with certainly some colors that would match your decor in your house. I just thought it would be kind of fun to make, since today is Labor Day, thought it would be kind of fun to make with fall colors, with Halloween. I love the Halloween colors, the purples and the oranges and the lime greens. I love all these. Let's put this back again so you can see. Now I'm going to trim this. I'm going to trim the corners. I like to sew over all the edges and then just trim them. That's why I do a little back stitching. Okay, now I'm going to take my wrist thing off so we don't lose it. Jordan, can you hand me that pillow right there, please? Thank you. So let's turn it right side facing out. I think I told you in... Yes, and I can't find my little point turner. What does it look like? It's white. Well, I use a really cool point turner, and I can't find it. Actually, I probably left it. Here it is. Okay, really cool point turner. This is by Lazy Girl. I think it's Clover. And it has a point on one side and then this just little rounded edge on the other, and it is fabulous. I use it. I lose them quite a bit, as you can tell, so I have several laying around my sewing room. We're going to poke the corners out. We'll do it on this one too. One final one. What's so cool about this tool is that you can take this side and you can push the seams and it'll make the seams lie flat. There's really no need to do that in this, but it's just kind of cool so you can see it. So you can see how they're kind of funky there, and you can push them in and it just opens up the seam. So voila, we have that finished. Now I'm going to take it back over to the ironing board and I'm just going to give it a good press. It's going to be so overstuffed that it doesn't have to be really pressed hard. Okay, so I'm going to take this one out, and I should have brought another one with me. Sorry. I'll show you what the final result looks like. You can see how good tight that is. Okay, so there's that one. And that's really cute, but I think it just looks really cuter with the purple. Do you guys think so? Total purple and just a little bit of polka dot. Are we getting thumbs up for that, Jordan? Good. Jordan's got my phone so I can't see anything. Nobody has any questions. I can't believe that. All right, so it's good and stuffed, and just kind of work the pillow in. With the pillow form inside there. And look how pretty that covers it. Isn't that cute? Cute, cute.
She said she got that tool at your retreat last October.
Did she? Wonderful. Who said that?
Janet Floyd.
Hi, Janet. How are you doing? All right, so I love that. You know I use it. Okay, so there's the other one. I do like this better. I think that's much cuter. So I think we need some matching ones. This is the first one that I did. This was my prototype, and it's really cute too. But I think I like that one best. What do you guys think? The purple with the polka dots in the middle? The polka dots with the purple in the middle? Or the black and orange? Do you hear crickets?
The black and orange one.
The black and orange? Really? The black and orange? I can't believe that. Okay. This is my favorite. That's alright. That's why they sell different color fabrics, right? Okay, something else that I want to show you guys, since we're starting to think about fall, is my scarecrow kitchen quilt. I did this one too at my fall retreat last year. This is really cute. It says, "I'm not scared of dishes." Can you zoom in and see the cute face? This is an adorable scarecrow. So cute. On the back of it is a towel, so you can use it to dry your dishes. When you can set your wet dishes here, and then when you're not using it, you can lay it over your kitchen counter and it'll look really cute and festive. And here's another one, just in different colors, because your kitchen may not be the fall colors. Again, it's got really pretty quilting on it. Missy quilted this for me. Thank you, Missy. Appreciate it. All right. Well, thank you guys very much for joining me. This is my first Facebook Live. I've been doing my videos on Periscope, and while that's been fun, I thought Facebook might be a little easier for everyone to access. We will have the video posted on YouTube as soon as I can get it up, and I will try to go ahead and have a tutorial written on this, hopefully tomorrow, and add it to this one just kind of as an update to my Chevron Towel tutorial. So if you have any questions, you can always email me at sewmichelle@outlook.com. And if you want to purchase some of my patterns, they're also at sewmichelle.com. So thanks for watching, and be sure and share this with all your friends. So shall we get a picture like this, holding this?